Hey everyone, Sirturmund here again. And by popular demand, I wanted to showcase Jayce Heimer PNC. I saw a comment yesterday that somebody really wanted to see this deck and kind of learn how to play. And I looked at my videos, and the last time I posted Jayce Heimer was all the way in March. So I think we're overdue for a little bit of an update of how this deck still does really well in the current meta. And that's the reason why people want to learn this deck, because it is actually currently one of the top decks in the meta. I feel like it has a lot of tools that are able to deal with the existing decks that are very annoying. Like, for example, I think this deck destroys all the Teemo, Sun Monument, or Elusive type of decks, because we get to play Aftershock, as well as play a lot of removal and a lot of Elusive turrets to be able to block any damage that they throw out. So, again, just wanted to do this one for popular demand. So hope you enjoyed the games kind of today of Jayce Heimer. And if you do, make sure to like the video below and subscribe to us. We post LOR videos every single day. Enjoy the games, and I'll see you at the end of the video for some mulligan tips. In this match, we're going against Swain. Okay, so Swain and Illaoi. Honestly, nah, that would be way too greedy, right? I feel like keeping the Ruination would be way too greedy. Like, I know that this deck, if they get like the Levy, Swain, Illaoi board, they just win. And that's where the Ruination will come into play. But that's happening so far later into the game that I think I had to just not play that greedy. And just go for this Heimer hand instead. Unfortunately, your opponent does get the turn 1. Okay. Alright. This turn is kind of awkward, because I don't want to play anything until they play something, right? So it's really awkward here. The Illaoi stays alive because we don't have Vengeance. Oh, okay. If you're just gonna do like that, I'm okay with this, right? We just Piercing Darkness and reset your Tentacle and just heal everything that you just did to us. So we Piercing Darkness, reset the Tentacle. We'll pass again. Like, I think I'm okay passing here, right? Like, I'm okay just passing, because the opponent's gonna have to be the one that's really on the aggressive here. Because anything that they summon, I can just Vengeance, 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 right? So here we have enough to play the Handler.
The sea is fathomless.
So here we have enough to play the Handler, be able to block either one of these units. Ideally, we want to block the Tentacle. Okay, opponent lets us block the Tentacle. That's cool with me. And we can play second Handler, right? So now our turrets are going to be pretty big. We have the Vengeance for the Leviathan. As long as I can keep their Tentacles low, it should be okay. We still don't have enough for Heimer plus a Setskas spell. So I think we just go Financier first. Get another Piercing Darkness. I don't hate this. It doesn't kill any of their units unless follow with like a Mystic. Alright. And we just pass. I will just drop this Heimer down, I guess, if the opponent gives me the chance, right? But they're still kind of presenting a lot of cards. Let's go here. Let's go here first. Let's not take too much damage either, to a point that I'm gonna like just die. We still have enough for Vengeance. We can go for the Forge Sheath to have another blocker.
Nice to meet you. I'm Isla.
But the moment I do that, I'm tapping out.
Come on, people.
We can go for the Production Surge. My turrets are gonna be big enough. Okay, so the opponent just goes for the Heavy Metal. So this tells me that I'm okay to go for the Production Surge. This is the best Production Surge that I could have. Fearsome, so that's not bad. Opponent's gonna have to block with one of their units.
A
beautiful day for sailing.
Let's go here. So we can go like this. Just grab one of the units. I want to keep their board clear because I don't want to get aggro down either, right? Opponent should block this one here.
Will you see?
They decide to block the handler instead. I guess it's fine.
You cannot hold us down.
And okay, so you're not gonna block this one. I'm not scared, like, because we don't have to worry about flock, I'm not scared about these units being damaged. If the opponent wants to spend a Scorched Earth on either one of those, that's fine with me. The only downside is that we used up all our mana, so we don't have enough for Heimer plus a Sith cost spell. So we're still just gonna be like in the reactive, right? So if the opponent plays Swain or Leviathan, we just drop the Vengeance, right? That's all that we're doing here. So Swain or Levy means Vengeance. That's a big unit. Okay. Cool. We pass. That's a big boy right here. We can get a lot of draw from this. Ah, there's the Swain.
Victory awaits.
So we just Vengeance the Swain. And next turn we start doing our thing, right? So that's the first Swain. I'm actually gonna go ahead and play the Jayce. So we have 11, right? So there's two things we can do here. I think I like the Jayce better just because it lets me duplicate the draw or the piercing darkness. And if I can get the draw, I'm also cool with that. Like if I can duplicate the draw, I'm kind of cool with this, right? So we'll go like this, play the Jayce. If the opponent plays a Leviathan, it lets me kill it with the piercing darkness, which I wouldn't be able to otherwise if I don't have the Jayce on the field. So the Jayce is kind of an anti-Leviathan or anti-Swain, right? Tech. If the opponent finds the way to kill the Jayce, I can at least draw 4 cards. If they don't kill the Jayce, then I still have all this value, right? So opponents should have a really hard time finding the right line here. And that's kind of what you want to do with this deck. Just put the opponent in a position where they really have a hard time spending the resources. So heavy metal here. I guess let's just go ahead and push the 5 damage. It's not like I have Challenger anyways. Yeah, I'll attack with both. I'll attack with both and let you kill the Buru here. Just push the 5. We know that the moment that the opponent plays Levy, it's going to die to the Piercing Darkness. So all we have to do is just not tap out of mana for now. So not tap out of mana. There's the Levy. Here's the Piercing Darkness. Other option is for us to just play... We could just play Heimer, actually. We could just play Heimer and have the Piercing Darkness for next turn once we have the Heimer on the field. Like, the Levy's scary, but not as bad as Swain is. So I think if we have the Piercing for the Swain, we're okay. If the opponent goes like Tentacle Smash here, we just go double formula and just get a bunch of turrets. And the opponent's just gonna die next turn if this is the case. Not only that, but we also get a Vengeance now, so we get another turret before the Heimer dies. So just like this, we have 3 floor beat. Actually, they're gonna be even stronger than 8 and 3. They're gonna be 9 and 4, by the way. So they're gonna be 9 and 4 because the Headstick Handler is gonna come down. So we go Headstick Handler, and this is game. There shouldn't be any way that the opponent can beat this. Yeah, like any one of my Elusives can just do the trick. So yeah, I'm glad I remembered the line of just developing Heimer there instead of trying to kill the Leviathan last turn, because I kept saying, okay, I'm just gonna kill this Levy right away. I'm gonna kill this Levy right. That would have been a mistake, right? You want to do it. You have the Heimer, and as you saw, we had exactly 12 mana. We had enough mana to be able to do Formula plus another spell to follow up after Heimer. So even if the opponent had the way to kill the Heimer, like they did right there, we still get value and get our Elusives, which is how we end up finishing the game. If the opponent had just developed Swain instead of trying to go for the Tentacle Smash, then I do think we go for the Piercing Darkness on the Swain there, right? Since we didn't have the Vengeance. And we just kill the Swain right away. And that way we also get the 2 turrets anyways. And we also get to heal up all the way to full pretty much. So, GG's. In this match, we're going against Teemo. Okay, so we have a good thing here. We have double Aftershock, right? So we have double Aftershock, which can be so good against their board. The Soul Harvest is not bad. And usually I will keep the Headstack Handler, right? Usually I will keep the Headstack Handler. I do want to look for the Aftershock for their Sun Monument. So the opponent goes for a little Daring Coral. Cool. We can pass. So we can pass turn 2. Get the Headstack Handler anyways. We can pass turn 2. Have the shock blast available to kill the opponent's units if they want to go for it. Because they play this portal turn 1, they don't have enough. Yeah, I mean, I don't care about that. Ooh. So then we kill both. Opponent just wasted the whole turn, didn't do anything. They could have a Teemo here or another Coral. Okay, they have the Teemo. Like I said, they could have a Teemo or another Coral. They ended up having the Teemo. That sucks. We can pass. I guess we don't need to pass. We can just play the Adapter now. That way we don't lose that 1 mana. This is great actually, because once I get... Yeah, let's just go here. This is gonna force him to have to replay this Lodestone next turn, and I think that's worth it. We do tap out of mana, but I don't think there's anything the opponent has next turn that scares me. We could have attacked for 1. Here we can go Heimer, Formula, and start getting our elusive turrets. Yeah, so that's the Purifying Flames. Opponent gets the Messenger. That's fine. Let's just develop our Heimer. That is a big unit. That is a big unit. We have double elusive blockers because the Adaption will be able to get the elusive going forward. And this is the important part right here. That the Adaption lets me now every turret be elusive, right? So we can pass.
Darkness hides in my path.
And we go like this. We get rid of the elusive and get ourselves another elusive turret. Using this Aftershock now instead of the Sun Monument is kind of risky. But I do need to be able to just survive as well, right? So I can't just like do nothing. So I can't just do nothing either, right? We can go Headstack Handler. Or we can go Vengeance. Opponent just played a Lodestone. If we go Formula, we stay with 4 mana. But we get like a big unit that the opponent has to watch out for. I'm okay waiting. I'm okay waiting here. We have blockers, right? So like I'm okay going like this. Playing Vengeance here. Knowing that I can get this turret and I can always Mystic Shot this Daring Portal whenever I want. So we can go like this. We can start going for the Headstack Handlers next turn, just so that our turrets actually become a threat. If the opponent tries to go for the Lodestone, they're gonna be in trouble. Yeah, so we can go Headstack Handler here. We have 6 mana, so we can actually go Formula into Mystic Shot and kill that Daring Portal. And that should be game, right? Because everything has elusive, right? So we can go here. Go here. We can actually go Quietus, get rid of the second Lodestone, and just win the game from here. So, because the opponent has to play the Horasi, they don't have a lot of blockers for the rest of my elusive. So, obviously, I got really lucky that I ended up getting that the 1-drop, right? That shares the keywords. I don't know what the name is escaping me. Otherwise, that would have been a lot harder to find enough blockers to deal with the opponent. But I did end up having a lot of removals, right? Even that beginning Shock Blast really set them far behind, so GG's. In this matchup, we're going against Ionia Shadow Owls, no champions. Is this just Elusives? This might just be Elusives. This might just be straight up Elusives. I'm debating if I need to have the Adaptron, so that if I get Heimer, I could have like elusive turrets no matter what. I'm gonna keep it. I'm guessing this is like ephemeral elusives. The Ruination could be good as well.
I don't do meditation.
Okay. So the Vastaya Disciple, we get exactly what we're looking for, right? We got the Adaptron plus the Heimer combo. So we're gonna be able to get a lot of elusive blockers to be able to combat the opponent's attacks, right? We have multiple Sitka spells. We don't have a Mystic, unfortunately. If opponent's just pushing 1 damage at a time, I think I'm fine with that. That's Obliterator. I like having the extra removal spell. We'll go Adaptron. Yeah, we'll go here. I guess we can attack with both, to be honest. Just push 3 damage. I kind of want to use it like as a soft pass, right? So I wanna use this as like a soft pass. I'm not gonna play this handler until I can give the Adaptron elusive, so that the handler can also have elusive. Do I want to get rid of that Vastaya? I don't know that I care. I don't know that I care about the Vastaya. I mean, it's dealing 1, which is a problem, but it's not impossible. I just need to get this Heimer down. And once I get this Heimer down and I have the Sitka spells, opponent's gonna have a much harder time, because we're gonna have a bunch of elusive turrets to be able to block their elusives. Again, I'm just assuming that this is pure elusives. And of course, if my assumption is correct. So let's go ahead and just develop the Heimer. I would like to not use anything. Like, ideally, I don't want to actually kill anything this turn. I want to go next turn to get the elusive turrets and just have the blockers. So we take 5, 6 damage here. 6. Okay, so 7, 9, 10. We take the 10. We take the 10, knowing that in the future we should be okay, right? So we'll take this 10, knowing that in the future we should be okay. So we go Vengeance. And then we go Aftershock. And both of my turrets will have the elusive, while also being able to get rid of 2 of their units. So we're going to have multiple elusive blockers. There's the Encroaching Shadows. Now, this Aftershock has to be good on Greenglade Duo now, because obviously opponent's going to have a lot of value. Yeah, so we go like this. They play it now. Doesn't really matter to me. We're going to just Aftershock the Greenglade Duo. But this is exactly what I was looking for, right? Opponent needs to kill this. And they managed to kill it. Right? So opponent manages to kill it by going like this. I guess let's go here for now. Both of these are pretty scary. Let's give at least another elusive turret here before we lose it. So at least we have 2 turrets with elusive. We can attack on this one, and we can attack here, and even here, and be okay. We have the Vengeance and its Obliterator next turn, which lets me get another elusive turret. And I can just Vengeance their Greenglade Duo away, right? The Shaman Wind is only still at 1 because the Encroaching Shadow doesn't apply to it. So we can go Vengeance. Get another elusive. Again, as long as I have these blockers, it makes it really difficult for the opponent to do anything.
They'll never see me coming.
Let's just do it here. Let's just do it here and get ourselves a 3rd elusive blocker. Oh, we know that the opponent has another Nobari Blaze Scout.
Hang on, sir.
So they have another Navarre Blaze Scout. The good thing, by the way, is that their whole deck is now ephemeral. So it allows me to develop next turn, because opponent shouldn't be able to develop next turn, right? So I'm down to just block here, everything. We have 3 blockers. Opponent at most can only get 5 attackers. So I guess if they get a bunch of 1-drops that are... Okay, nope, that's not it. That is not it, right? So we just block here, block here, block here. And the reason I'm okay with this is because we know that the opponent has a bunch of ephemerals that they cannot summon next turn. Right? So we know that the opponent has a bunch of ephemerals that they cannot summon next turn. And now we have the Jayce. So the opponent has a bunch of ephemeral units that they cannot summon next turn. We have the Jayce. We have multiple removal here. We can actually... Okay, so if we play the Handler, we'll be down to just... Wow, they're actually going to give me the Shaman win. Okay. There is a chance... Oh, a second Encroaching Shadow. The problem is the Shock Blast, right? So I need to have 12 mana next turn. So I need to have full 3 mana left over. So I cannot actually play the Headstick Handler. So I cannot play the Headstick Handler because I need to have 12 mana to be able to go twice if I need to have like Shock Blast. To have, sorry, the Headbliterator after. So the opponent goes like this. We can pass on this one, I think. That's kind of tempting, actually. I mean, it's so tempting. Actually, just, you know what? Let's go Piercing Darkness. Let's go Piercing Darkness. That heals me to 13 and gives me 2 elusive turrets. So I'm able to answer whatever the opponent develops here with my own turrets. And if the opponent develops 2 things, I can just go Shock Blast to follow up. So put in place another elusive here, and we just play the Floor Be Gone. Like, unfortunately for the opponent, again, us having this Heimer on the field and a bunch of 6 cost power just completely ruined their game plan. So we can answer the Droplet with our turret. If the opponent goes ahead and plays another unit here, we just Shock Blast. We're at 13 HP because we just healed 5. Now, obviously, eventually we just play Albus Ferrus, right? And just push a ton of damage into the opponent.
Progress waits for no one.
This is a lot of units that the opponent has already played here. They might be thinking about the Shock Blast, and that's probably why they don't want to develop another unit. That's why I like the Piercing Darkness on the Shadow Assassin right away. In case that the opponent had like a twin or whatever to be able to, like, not a twin. Let's say that the opponent had like the Master Yi spell, right? That would have given it the last 2 power that it needed, plus giving it the 2 health to survive against its Obliterator, right? Or they could have like any, like, even momentous choice, right? That gives them +2 power, and then they have like a deny to protect against his Obliterator. So I think that's why it was correct to start with that Piercing Darkness, and then have our Elusives to block any subsequent elusive units that the opponent plays. So GG's. In this matchup, we're going against the mirrors. So Jayce Heimer versus Jayce Heimer. I actually don't know how to play the mirror that well. I'm being completely honest. I can tell you that I probably won the Handler and Heimer. Maybe Jayce is correct, but I feel like I need at least a 6-cost spell, right? The Production Search is not exactly the 6-cost spell we're looking for, but it's also not a bad one. So we can just pass. I'm kind of down to just play this Production Search into Headstick Handler. I'm giving them the chance to play the Shock Blast, but it does let me play the Headstick Handler after. I think I'm down for this. I don't have any other sets cast spell. If I have Formula, it'd be better. Okay, opponent plays their own Production Surge. They get an Overwhelm. I didn't. We play Headstick Handler. Opponent plays their own Headstick Handler. And I guess we're just trading like this. Yeah, I guess we're just trading here. We can go here. The opponent has to block that one. Go here. They can also block it. And then this one. So these three are good because the opponent doesn't have good blockers. This one can stay back because the opponent can just block that one with the wrench bots. So if the opponent blocks either one of this with the wrench bots, we kind of end up coming out ahead. If they take 7, I'm also cool with that. I'm a little bit annoyed about the fact that I don't have any spells in my hand up, right? So not having any spells, I guess we have the Financiers to get us some more Sitska spells. But this is a little bit unfortunate for us. A second Hexacandelar would be kind of annoying here. Don't think it's correct to play the Adaptron just yet. That's a great, that's not a bad draw. I'm down to play Financier. I'm down to play Financier. Just get spells into my hand. Again, I don't like the fact that I don't have any spells in my hand. So if I'm not gonna take that pass. I think that pass is worse for us because we don't have an answer for their champions, right? So at least now we have an answer for their Heimer. Okay, opponent goes for the Shock Blast. The good thing about that Shock Blast is that it does let me play this this Adaptron, right? So it kind of lets me play the Adaptron. I'm thinking if Production Search here makes sense. What if it does? What if we just go like this and just have these really big units that the opponent has to watch out for? We have 9 mana. Yeah, let's just do it again. This levels up the Jayce. We know that the production is going to give me a couple good turrets. If we get the Elusive, it means that the Adaptron is going to get Elusive everywhere else, right? So you notice how the opponent had to Vengeance that. It's because they know that if I get the Elusive turret, they will have any trouble. We don't get the Elusive. Instead, we just get like a quick attack. I'll attack with everything here because the opponent obviously has to block here. We at least push 7. That's a huge Vengeance. That's a huge Vengeance for us to have taken. We didn't get the Elusive, but the quick attack still would have been annoying for them for us to transfer. If opponent passes again here, I'm just passing back. So they're not allowed to. Which means that now we can just play this Jayce. I do need to watch out. I need to watch out for. I do need to watch out for Ruination, right? So I need to watch out for Ruination, whether it's from the opponent main decking it or the opponent just straight up getting it from the Financier. So if that's the case, maybe we just open attack to play around the Ruination. It's funny how we have these Heimers. Eventually we'll be able to play Heimer and follow up with a Progress Day, like right if we get to turn 10 and save 3 mana, which is kind of nice because it gives me like a big turret and gives me the draw, which I feel like I'm gonna need the draw, right? So the idea here is that the opponent has a much harder time finding like stuff to block it. Okay, so next time we have 8+3, which is 11. That does allow me to play Heimer plus another spell to follow up if I need to. So I'm thinking we actually pass here. Okay, opponent just tapped out of Ruination. So the opponent just tapped out of Ruination, which makes me feel like I can just go for the Acceleration Gate.
You can tell me.
Acceleration Gate. Just go like this. We even have a Mystic Shot now to be able to get rid of their blocker. So I like the Acceleration Gate just to make Fearsome, Overwhelm, Elusive, Spell Shield. Yeah, this is very good. Because the Overwhelm means that the blocker doesn't do anything. The Elusive means the blocker does nothing. The Fearsome, the blocker does nothing. If anything, I'll play the Mystic Shot just to allow this Financier to also push damage. If I can get the opponent into a position where they go down to like 7, then they lose to the Shock Blast. Yeah. Unfortunately, we just kind of got whatever we wanted here, right? The fact that the opponent had to use that Vengeance on the handler, on the on the one that shares keywords is ridiculous. So GG's. In this matchup, we're gonna against Kalista and Bilgewater. I'm not sure what to expect here. Kalista does have 3 powers, so the Soul Harvest could kill her. I'm gonna keep the Financier just in case I need to have blockers, right? It's a little more greedy hand keeping the Jayce. But I think as long as I have like some decent blockers, some decent way to remove Kalista, and then now we also have the Shock Blast and whatever we find from the Financier, that I should be in a good spot. I'm still unsure what we're going against, so I'm gonna keep the mana so that we can potentially have Shock Blast open. Okay, so obviously it's gonna be kind of like an aggressive deck. Let's take the Vengeance. I want to have something that I can answer at fast speed. We're gonna attack here as well, because if the opponent blocks with the Mirai Warden, that's better for me for them to do it now than do it later when they have the Kalista on the field, right? So that slows down their Kalista level up, if for some reason they have Kalista coming soon. Now if they play Kalista here, we just go... It's annoying because that Soul Shepherd, that Shepherd's Authority is gonna give them a lot of value. It gives them a lot of attack. I guess if the opponent puts it on this one, I can play the French fries, the Adaptron. If they put it on this one, then no matter what, we're taking 6 damage. We set it up to die to the Shock Blast eventually. Okay, they put it on the wrong one, so here we can go Adaptron. And now we're able to block the Mirai Warden. So we only take 4 instead of taking 6, which is better for us. We'll develop the Jayce, I think. Yeah, I think I like this Jayce.
I fight for a brighter tomorrow.
Next time we can Shock Blast or Vengeance if I want to. This Jayce is gonna level up really quickly with a need to attack. This damage kind of sucks, but it is what it is. Whoa! What? It's a Great Mother deck? What? What if we go like this? What if we go like this then and just have some multiple blockers for the boiling? There we go. By multiple blockers, I mean just have one blocker. Yeah. Soul Harvest, that's cool. We still have another that turn here. And that means one less Soul Harvest for the one less Soul Harvest later on for the Heimer. Bro! What is opponent cooking? What the heck? I'm so shocked. I'm gonna just pass and just play Shock Blast and set up a big board for the Jayce double up ability, right? So here we can kill both of these. Maybe we can go for the scrap traption. So I like this Shock Blast. I don't know, opponent has a lot of cards here. I don't agree with this attack unless they have like Ruination, right? So I guess if they have Ruination, let's let them have it. I don't want to take damage just in case. So in case that they have Ruination in their hand, I think we probably just pass. Right? They could have a Ruination for 3 mana, by the way, because of the Mirai Great Mother. Or they could have like the Devastation. So we have to play around so many things here. So let's just Vengeance this. Again, just leave them with no blockers. So let's just Vengeance this here. Listen with no blockers. This is 14, 18, 20 exactly. So this is already 20 here, unless the opponent finds a way to stop us. Alright, so they get to stop us here. This is still gonna be okay. So 9, 13, 15. We can go scrap traction and set it up so that if the opponent has no blockers, we can kill with the shock blast. So if the opponent has no vengeance here or any way to stop this attack, then the shock blast finishes them off. Maybe the Heads the Candler was better though. The Ransom Riches doesn't give you anything because it's just a follower. Alright, so we get the lead. Alright. This, I mean, I have no idea what to expect, right? I have no idea what to expect here. Let's go ahead and do it now before the opponent gets a random heal from the Marai Great Mother. And that's game. They have 15 cards that cost 3. That could have been any spell that could blow us out. So GG's. In this matchup, we're going against Teemo. Okay, so this is a good matchup for us because of the Aftershock and just how much removal we have, right, into the opponent. The Adaptron is also really, really good. Adaptron and Heimer allows me to have a bunch of elusive blockers that the opponent's not going to be able to handle, right? So this is really important for us to keep. We can pass here. Yeah, unfortunately, the opponent gets Teemo right away. So we can pass here. We keep the Vengeance for like a really big unit later. Okay. So pass here. Like, I want to play my Vengeances. I want to play my Vengeances once I actually have like the Heimer on the field, right? So I want to have the Heimer on the field before I play my Vengeances, which makes it a little bit awkward here. Okay, so you got the Acorn. Let's pass, make you think that I could have something. Okay. Next turn. Yeah, so let's go Financier. Wow. So the Utter Devastation is like a Ruination, but a little bit worse because it won't. It's more expensive. The Eradication might be the best option, right? But it kills my Adaptron, so it's a little bit awkward here. That is super awkward. If we go Heads the Candler and then go for Eradication next turn. Let's go like this. Let's go Heads the Candler. Right? Let's push the 5. Opponent's probably not gonna block this. And if the opponent develops more unit, this Eradication should blow them out. And the Heads the Candler goes to 4 right away, so he's not gonna die to the Eradication. Okay, so interesting. We still just do it, right? We still just do it and force them to have to rebuild the board? Absolutely. Absolutely, right? I want to develop this Heimer. Okay, so this is annoying because now we know that we're gonna have to get. Eventually, we're gonna have to get the Aftershock to do anything about this. No, I don't want to use mana. I think I want to go like this and just play Heimer. I'm just gonna go like this and just play Heimer. I need to get this Aftershock eventually, right? So here we can just play Heimer, and now we know that once we get the Elusive turrets, opponent's gonna have a bad time because all my turrets are gonna have Elusive. This is the whole reason why I kept this hand of Adaptron and Heimer just for this turn that's coming up right here. So this doesn't matter to me. Doesn't matter what you play. We're just gonna go like this, Vengeance this, and now have an Elusive blocker that's gonna be able to stop your Acorn from doing anything. You have to attack now. Yep, you have to attack now. But again, what happens now is that all my turrets are gonna have elusive. So the opponent's gonna have a much harder time actually dealing with my stuff. This is even nice here. We can go and get rid of the Horasi, right? So we can get rid of the Horasi. Dope. We can go production search. Just get some big value. You have a second Horasi. Cool. These are gonna be big elusives that the opponent's gonna have to block.
Everything can use an upgrade!
So these are big elusives that the opponent's gonna have to block. Nice. Yeah, we just put, yeah, this game is over, right? Like, opponent's whole game plan is gonna be elusives, and they can't get anything through my whole board of elusives. So, GG's. Hey, welcome back, everyone. Hope you enjoyed today's games of Heimer Jayce. I was gonna say Jayce Gamer, right? So Jayce Heimer PNC, and this deck has been a staple of the meta for like years now, right? Like this deck ever since it came out, right? Ever since it came out, it just has always been like really present in the meta. Has won a couple seasonals, and it's for good reason. Like this deck just have a lot of tools, and it literally has like almost a 50% matchup onto almost everything. There's not really any matchup that's really bad into it, but it has some matchups that it's really good into, right? So while there's not like a lot of decks that just destroy Jayce Heimer right away, there are a lot of decks that Jayce Heimer just eats up alive. And one of those is, as we saw twice today in today's video, that Teemo elusive Sun Monument deck. So if you've been really annoyed about that elusive nonsense, this is a deck that can help you counter that. Now, this deck here is playing less Albus Ferrus, so it's kind of going less for like that burn condition for Albus Ferrus, and kind of playing more control, right? We are going triple vengeance, one ruination for the stats, Orn decks, the shock blast, piercing darkness, right? The draw with the formula, Quietus, Soul Harvest, Aftershock, Mystic, right? Like a lot of these are just a lot of control tools. So it's kind of playing a little bit more slow than just trying to burn opponent out with like Shock Blast and Albus Ferrus. There are some versions of Jayce Heimer that kind of rely more on a more aggressive approach, where you just kill the opponent with elusive turrets and with the Albus Ferrus to finish them up. Aside from those control tools, you see we do have the production search and the epic scrap traction. Now this is actually a tech as well, so you can actually just play this and be able to potentially give everything brash if you do have the adapter on the field, or you know, just try to level up Heimer in a single shot as well if you're spending the 12 mana, for example, and want to summon a 12/12 tech. It's kind of actually a cool card, especially if you can duplicate it with Jayce. Can be the way that you can surprise lethal into the opponent. And production search does production search things. Now obviously we have the headstack handler, which is probably one of the most important cards in this deck. You want to be able to trigger the headstack handler early, so that any turret after that coming from Heimerdinger is going to be buffed up by that headstack handler value. Ferrous Financier just gives us additional 6+ spells, extra mana here, and just you kind of see how good adaptation can be, especially against elusives, just because it gives you all these elusive blockers. Strategy wise, play it slow, right? You are a control deck, so don't be afraid to kind of play it slow and just play your cards when you know that you have the value to be able to get value out of them, or be able to save them. As you saw, we only play Heimer if I know that I can at least get like one turret out of it. I think a lot of times playing Heimer too early is the reason that a lot of Jayce players end up losing. You don't need to play the Heimer right away, right? Unless you know that the opponent has no way to remove it. The only time that you should be playing Heimerdinger is when you know that the opponent has no way to remove it. But so many decks have like single combat, fish fight, you know, Soul Harvest, that it's really hard to play Heimer unless you have 11 mana to be able to play the Heimer into like a formula or a vengeance, so that you at least get the elusive turret value from the Heimer. As long as you get at least one big turret from Heimer, I think you are in a decent spot. So again, just be a little bit more conservative with Heimer. Instead, I think I like to throw my Jayce a little bit more into the fire, because if the opponent is committing that removal on the Jayce instead of the Heimer, it ends up being better for us over the long term of the game. So don't be afraid to throw Jayce out there, even if it's just to try to bait out some of the opponent's removal. In terms of mulligan, I do want to look for my headstock handler. Most often they're not, and I want to look for something like formula, like a set cast spell that allows me to just enable the handler right away. You can go for a shock blast if you're going against a more aggressive deck. Like if you're going against scouts, shock blast can be really good at just removing their board. Aftershock can be really good if you're going against a landmark based deck, right? Like bolts of Helia, you can destroy the bolts of Helia. The Sun Monument matchup, you probably don't need the Aftershock that early, but still good to have for when they actually play the Sun Monument, right? If you're going against a more aggressive deck, obviously you want to keep stuff like Quadras and Mystic Shot or Soul Harvest to be able to remove their units, as well as keeping stuff like Fort Chief and Adatron or Financier, which can be really good blockers. And obviously Piercing Darkness can also be really clutch if you're going against something like Jin Samira, for example. That you're able to just heal up a lot of the damage. It's going to be very matchup depending how you mulligan, but for the most part, Headstock Handler and Formula is never a bad way to start. After that, it's going to be really matchup dependent on who you're going against and what you need to be able to deal with their deck strategy. So yeah, I think that's going to be it for me today. Hope you enjoyed today's games. If you did, make sure to like the video below and subscribe to us. We post LOR videos every single day. You can also find us on Twitch at Sirturmund. We stream every now and then, and you can also find us on Discord and Twitter. The links to those are both in the description below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all again tomorrow.